Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Sir,
Good morning, sir.
Okay.
Sir, now you're telling chapter 1 or chapter 2, sir?
Yes. Very good morning, Ma. Today we are going to discuss a chapter 1 summary. Okay. So, as I told you yesterday, there are three characters that we have to remember. The first one is Axel, who is excited regarding the journey, and the next Otto Lidenbrock, who is the professor. Clear? And also who was a mineralogist. Who is the mineralogist, children? A person who studies about minerals.
Minerals.
Yes, is a science of studying minerals. This is called as a mineral or mineralogist. A person who studies about science. Clear? So in chapter 1, we come to know about Axel is at the Hamburg house. So a place where they used to live together, Axel and Otto Lidenbrock. Okay, Axel is at the Hamburg house. He shares with his uncle Professor Lidenbrock, which means all of them are living together in the house. Okay, Axel as well as the Professor Lidenbrock. These are the two characters. So it is May 24th, 1863. So the novel has taken place in the year May 24th, 1863. 1863. Yeah. So Lidenbrock
Sir,
rushes
your
home.
voice is stuck in.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Some disturbance sound is coming.
Sir, once can you say the year?
Yes.
1863.
So it is May 24th, 1863. The novel has taken place. Okay. So in this novel, first in the beginning of the chapter, we see Lidenbrock rushes home. He goes very fast to home. So disconnecting Martha, the cook, who is not ready with the dinner yet. So children, whenever your father goes to home after finishing his work in the evening time, if the meals is not ready, then how your father thinks, children? Certain times he may get angry.
Very
Yes.
bad and he was very
Yeah, and
hungry.
also certain times your mother may get scoldings. Is it not? Yes. But whereas our professor is thirst for knowledge, I thirst for journey. So that is why he did not scold the maid Martha, the cook, and also she didn't prepare meals or maybe the dinner. Clear? So Axel explains that his uncle is eccentric and egoistic, a mineralogist, scholar, and polyglot. So Axel, according to Axel, okay, Otto Lidenbrock is very good at understanding, but he stumbles whenever he speaks with the other people. Through the chapter 1, we'll come to know where whenever he talks with the students in the class, he stumbles children. Okay, instead of giving a straightforward lesson, then what he does, he stumbles here and there. Okay, which means he stops. And also he's a polyglot. Polyglot means a person who knows many languages. According to chapter 1, he knows Greek and as well as he knows Latin, but not totally. He knows those languages. Clear? So Axel explains that his uncle is eccentric and egoistic and a mineralogist, scholar, and a polyglot. He knows many languages. Okay, he is brilliant, of course, but purposes his studies for himself and not for others. So there are some people, they study very well, but they don't want to share their knowledge with the others. Clear? In the same way, here also, Otto Lidenbrock, okay, he's a scholar, he's known for his philosophical things, discoveries. But what happened, he doesn't want to share his knowledge with the others. Clear? So we need to share our knowledge with the children, with the knowledge to other people, so that the knowledge will be increased to us. Clear? Kundana, are you following? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Although Lidenbrock does have a small speech impairment, already told you, he has a speech impairment. What is the meaning of impairment? Loss of something, that is called as an impairment. So he has a loss of speech. He can't speak properly with the other people. Clear? He can't speak properly with the other people. So he stumbles in between whenever he gives a speech. So that is why, so he has a speech impediment that people tend to mock. So what happens whenever he gives a speech, people used to laugh at him, they mock at him. Clear? What is a mockery? Making fun of others is a mockery. Sritika, are you following? Yes, good. So his name is much honored in the intellectual community, but he's a scholar. Many people used to praise him. Yeah, that is why his name is honored by the people. He is known for discoveries. He is known for scholarliness. So that is why many people in the royal community, or maybe other people, they used to honor him. Okay. He is tall. It is very important, children. I may ask you in the graded assessment test.
Sir,
He is
your
tall.
voice is stuck.
Okay, Otto Lidenbrock is tall, thin, blonde, and possessing of an iron constitution. He has big eyes, a sharp nose, and imposing glasses. So this is the structure that you have to remember. I repeat once again. Okay, Otto Lidenbrock is tall, thin, blonde, and possessing of an iron constitution, which means very strict person. He has big eyes. Okay, he has a big eyes, a sharp nose.
Sir,
And
can you repeat his
yes,
characteristics once in?
yes. He's tall, thin, blonde, and possessing of an iron constitution. IRON, iron constitution. CONSTITUTION. This is the word which is given in the paragraph. In the novel, this word is given. Iron constitution means he's a very strong man. He has a big eyes, a sharp nose, big eyes, okay, and also sharp nose, and imposing glasses he has. What sort of glasses? Imposing glasses, as though demanding something, imposing glasses. Okay, now Lidenbrock's little home overlooking the canals learns a bit but holds up well. Okay, he is not poor and houses both his orphan nephew and Grauben, a girl from Virland. Axel admires his frenetic and intelligent uncle and himself pursues the study of geological science, which means, so he is not a poor person, he is a rich man, he has his own house. In the house, there are three people those are staying. The first one is Otto Lidenbrock, the second one is Axel, and the third one is his goddaughter. Goddaughter means children in the Christianity. Okay, so during the time of baptism,
Sir, your voice is not clear.
Sir, whose house is that, sir?
yes. So this is the Otto Lidenbrock's
Sir?
house. This is the house of
Sir?
Otto. Yes, ma.
Sir,
Yes. Tell me.
your voice is not clear, sir. It's stucking again.
So Nimira, can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Makula, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
good. Snitika, check whether there is a signal problem or not, because others can able to hear. Clear? Yes. So with this, what we can understand, children. So he is a rich person. He has his own building, and also we can see, children, there are three people in the house. The first one is Otto Lidenbrock. The second one is the Axel in the house, and the third one is, her name is the Grauben, who is the goddaughter to Otto Lidenbrock. Clear? Goddaughter means, okay, in church, when they give the baptism means they pour the holy water on the head of a person, so that the person officially will be declared as a Christian through baptism. Clear? This is a kind of sacrament. You might be knowing or not. Nimra, do you know it? It is called as baptism. Clear? So at the time, the church priest calls a girl, you are a goddaughter to so and so person. Officially, we can take care of her. It's not necessary that, okay, the girl has to the girl who yes, both his orphan and nephew and Grauben, both. Okay, leave that part. Okay, it's not the matter of our chapter. Okay, So these three people are staying in the house, children. Axel admires his frenetic and intelligent uncle, and himself pursues the study of geological science. So both of them are interested in the geological science. And also Axel is like an assistant. He is an assistant for Otto Lidenbrock. Remember this. Yes. Did you understand, children? This is chapter 1's summary.
Sir,
Chapter
Axel is the assistant of Otto
Yes,
Lidenbrock.
Yes, he is an assistant, and also Axel is a nephew for Otto Lidenbrock.
Sir,
Yes, ma.
sir, this novel will get outside in libraries.
Yes, definitely will get.
Okay, sir.
Yes. Coming to chapter 2. Okay. In chapter 2, children, Lidenbrock's study is practically a museum. Okay. Which means there are many things that we can find in his library, children. Okay. The rocks and stones and gems have always fascinated Axel. That day, though, when Axel enters, he sees his uncle pursuing a book in excitement and delight. So, Axel is known for his excitement. That is why he is very curious to know what is happening at the back of
So
Otto
this
Liden.
is chapter 2.
Yes, ma.
Okay.
Okay. So that is why he was able, that is why he was so curious, and that is why he went to the library or maybe a particular room where all the books of Otto Lidenbrock, okay, where he kept. So he used to go there and finds new things, Axel. Yeah. So Axel is confused. Certain times he got confused, he is puzzled. Clear. He is in commotion sometimes. What to do, he doesn't know. Because he is according to the summary I told you, he is a pessimist. Clear. Did you remember? Yes. He simply watches and listens while his uncle exults over this text. Okay. So whatever
Sir,
he's
Lidenbrock is a pessimist.
not Lidenbrock. Axel.
Wrong.
Yes, Axel is a
Axel is
pessimist. Okay. Otto Lidenbrock, he is known for hopefulness. Understood? He's optimistic. He simply watches and listens while his uncle exults over this text. So these two people are in a particular room, same like a library. There, they were reading something. Okay. So Axel, what he does, he was watching what Otto Lidenbrock was doing. Clear? What he was reading. He was peeping into his books. Okay. Finally, Lidenbrock says that he is examining, okay, Himskringla by Snorre Torstland. So it's a kind of a old manuscript, same like yesterday I told you. Okay, Arne Saknussemm. Clear? A 12th century Icelandic author who chronicled the Norwegian princess who ruled over Ireland. Which means, okay, these manuscripts, which are very old ones, now in the library he found it, and then they are reading these manuscripts. Okay, Axel asks a few questions. Then he's getting a doubt, and then that is why Axel is asking few questions. And his uncle, okay, tells him that he is looking at a runic manuscript. What the uncle says, Otto Lidenbrock says to Axel, I am looking at an old manuscript, which is about, okay, Arne Saknussemm. Yesterday I told you regarding those, and also a book which is Himskringla by Snorre Thurstland. This is also a manuscript. Yeah. So that is why he says, I'm looking at the manuscript and checking the message which is there in it. You know manuscript I told you, right? Did you remember?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So Axel's pride is a little hurt due to his uncle's manner. Okay. So whenever the elders, if they scold you, what happens? Do you feel or not? Yes. So directly, Otto Lidenbrock, he won't scold Axel, but the little incidents will make him to feel. Clear? So that is why Axel's pride is a little hurt due to his uncle's manner. Okay. Before they can talk more about the ruins, a filthy piece of paper falls from the book on the floor. So when Otto Lidenbrock, when he was reading from the book, there is a small paper which fell from the book to down. Okay. So what is that paper? The whole story is about that. Okay. Lidenbrock picks it up and spreads it on the table in wonderment. So he has taken the paper and he kept it on the table. Now they are checking. Yes, what is there in it? They're finding it out now. Nimra, what they're doing? So what
They're
is there in the
finding out.
paper? They're finding it out. Clear? So now Lidenbrock picks it up and spreads it on the table in wonderment. It contains bizarre markings. So upon that, there are markings even in the chapter 2. In the book also, I will show you. Okay. What are those markings? I will show you now. Okay. Take chapter 2,
Sir,
children.
this one, sir.
Yes, take chapter 2 from the novel. See there, all of you.
Sir, I don't have novel.
Yes, now you can see
No
right.
one have novel, sir.
No, I'm showing you. Yes, did you see? Naita?
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
it's blur.
Is it English, sir?
No. Okay, it's maybe like a Greek and Latin. Very old language, Icelandic language
Sir,
that is.
this is the manuscript which they wrote, sir.
Yes, the manuscript which they have written on the paper. It is the
Okay.
writer's imagination. Don't think that it is existing. It's the writer's imagination. He has written something. It is a language, coded language. Okay, it is a coded language. It's not clear. That is why it's kept in code. Yes. So the same ruins used in the official manuscript. He mumbles that it is old Icelandic. So Axel, Lidenbrock understand that. Okay, the language, whatever it is given there in the manuscript. So the script might be in the written Icelandic language. Okay, Martha, the cook, interrupts. Now, the maid servant Martha comes and interrupts them and says that dinner is ready now. Okay, but the professor is too observed to eat. Okay, but actually, he's not interested to eat. Why? Because he's interested in what is there in the paper. He wanted to know. That is the main priority. Okay, Axel, though, has no interest about the breaking off for a meal. So with this we can understand that after finishing the reading they have gone for a meal. Clear? So
Sir, who interrupts, sir, in middle? Saying
Martha comes to them and then says that dinner is ready, you can come for eating. Okay, so these people have gone for dinner.
Sir, who first seen a paper? Axel or Lidenbrock?
So first it is seen by Otto Lidenbrock. Okay, so chapter 1, third paragraph, important line. He found it difficult to speak fluently. His subject made it more so with its many half Greek and half Latin words. So with this we can understand that he knows two languages. The first one is half Greek and the second one is half Latin.
Latin.
Okay. And the next,
Sir, half Greek and whole Latin.
half Latin. Both half
Half
of.
Latin, half Greek.
Yes, he didn't know the total language. Sritika, are you following? Sritika, can you hear me? Yes, good. Take page number 3. See the picture, all of you. Yes, see the picture.
page number, sir.
Page number 3.
Page number.
Yeah, page number
Sir, I
3.
don't have any pictures in my novel, sir.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have pictures in my novel.
Okay. But you see here, I'm showing, no?
There's Martha right there, Axel and Lidenbrock.
Yes.
Yeah, sir.
So one
there's
side Martha
actually
is there,
rush.
the other side Axel. Okay, in between, Otto Lidenbrock rushing very fast. So he has some work. But actually what Martha thinks, he's coming for dinner. She might be thinking, okay, he may scold me definitely because the dinner is not ready. Clear? But actually he's coming for a purpose. He wanted to go to a library in the house and then he wanted to check Okay,
Sir means he want to
yes, ma'am.
learn what is that coded language.
No, he wanted to go for a journey, a journey to the
Okay,
center of
sir.
the earth.
Yeah,
That is
sir.
our
Yes.
the title of the
Yes.
novel. Clear? Fine. Page number 3, second paragraph. The gentleman who dressed me in that impetuous manner, he was a tall, very important, he was a tall, thin man of
Sir, can you repeat from the first word? What is that first word?
third page number 3, third paragraph. He was a tall, thin man of an iron constitution with a fair complexion. Okay, iron constitution means strong and good health. Iron constitution means strong and good health.
Sir, what's the words after iron constitution?
With a fair complexion. With a fair complexion. COMPLEXION. With a fair complexion, which made him look younger than his 50 years. Which made him look younger than his 50 years. Okay. His eyes were constantly roving behind his thick glasses. Up to there, it is enough. Okay. Next, last paragraph.
Sir, once can you repeat the sentence after 50 years?
His eyes were constantly. His eyes were constantly.
Work or were, sir?
His eyes were WERE. His eyes were constantly roving behind ROVING. Roving behind his thick glasses. His thick glasses. Okay. At least these things you have to know. You can, even you can express about his nose. Already told you. How is his nose, children?
Sharp.
Very long.
Like a knife
Sharp.
blade, very sharp.
Was like a nice blade.
Yeah. Next, page number 3, last paragraph. I was very fond of geology. Who is I in the given line?
Otto Lirenga.
Auto little.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was
But
his. I was his.
Axel, sir.
Axel is narrator.
In the
Yes,
above sentence, I was his laboratory assistant. I was very fond of geology. Who is fond of geology? Axel.
Axel.
Right there. The I is Axel.
Sir,
It's a
can you
very.
repeat the sentence?
I was very fond of geology. I was very fond of geology.
The before one, sir. I was laboratory
I
assistant.
was his laboratory assistant. Who is I in the given line?
Axel.
Yes, Axel. Remember this.
Sir, can you repeat that sentence?
I was very fond of FOND fond. I was very fond of geology.
Geology. That is Axel. And one more sentence.
I was his laboratory assistant. I was his laboratory assistant. Okay. Okay. Take page number 4. Second paragraph. I knew my uncle loved books. Who is I in the given line? I knew
Axel.
my
Axel.
uncle loved books.
Axel, sir.
Axel. An old book would be valuable to him if it was not found anywhere else. Okay. An old book.
Sir, once again. I knew my uncle.
I knew my uncle loved books. An old book would be valuable to him if it was not found anywhere else. Okay.
Sir, can you repeat the sentence? An old book will be valuable to him
If it was not found, anywhere else. Okay. Next, page number 5. The exact copy of this strange signs is given below. You can see this. Yes. Have you seen, children? Yeah. So page number 5, last to second paragraph. Though a polyglot, he was not able to despair the mystical letters, which means even though he knew many languages, Greek, Latin, okay,
1 second.
another Scandinavian languages.
Sir, page number 5, which para, sir?
Last to second paragraph. The professor examined the signs. Have you seen that paragraph? So there, a line is there. Though a polyglot, P-O-L-Y, poly, G-L-O-T, glot, polyglot. Already I told you what do you mean by the polyglot. Clear? A person who knows many languages is called as polyglot. Clear? Though a polyglot, he was not able to despair the mystical letters. Though a polyglot, he was not able to despair the mystical letters, which means the letters which are there in the manuscript, it is very difficult for him to read, even though he knows many languages. He knows languages. What is the use of it? He knows half of Greek and half of Latin, but not totally. Clear? Next. Page number 6. There was a stain, third paragraph, last to third paragraph, children. There was a stain on the little page of the book. There was a stain on the little page of the book. The professor examined the stain carefully. And finally, when he looked at it under the microscope, he saw that the stain was an ink blot with Arne Saknussemm, written in the runic alphabet.
So
Underline.
can you please repeat it?
So do you want to write?
Yeah, sir. Because I don't have a novel.
Even
Okay.
I don't have novels,
Yes,
sir.
only
When we
write-
called to front
okay,
office,
only
they
write the
said
statement
when
which
the
I'm giving you
novels
now.
will be available, they will
Okay,
give.
sir. Okay, sir.
He
Okay,
saw,
sir.
okay, he saw
Sir,
that.
novels are not available in school.
Okay, I will send you summaries, ma,
Novels are
don't worry.
not
Okay,
available in school
Yes.
when we call.
I will send a summary to all of you. Okay, Arne Saknussemm, he saw that the stain was an ink blot. He saw that.
Sir, from the professor examined it carefully from that. Can you say,
Yes,
sir?
he saw that the stain was an ink blot. The stain was an ink blot with Arne Saknussemm. He saw that the stain was an ink blot with Arne Saknussemm. SAKNUSSEMN. Arne Saknussemm. Okay. Written in the runic alphabet. Written in the runic alphabet. RUNIC. Runic alphabet. ALPHABET. Clear? So with this second chapter, what we need to understand. So they found a manuscript in the room. So in the manuscript, okay. So a coded language is given. It is very
Sir, this is first chapter, right?
this second chapter, ma.
From where, sir?
Second chapter. Okay, last page, page number 6. There, okay, last to third paragraph.
Sir, in my novel, it's in chapter 3.
Sir,
Means in my copy.
Okay, fine. Did you understand?
Sir,
Yes, ma.
Sir, what is the sentence you are telling now? Can you send it through MCB?
Yes. No, I will give you summary. Don't worry. Okay.
Yeah, done,
Yes.
sir.
Yes, sir.
So
This
with this,
sen-
okay, fine, fine. Tell me.
So this sentence, can you send to MCB?
Yes, I will send. Okay,
Okay.
fine. So this chapter will give us a brief explanation about what happened in the particular room. Okay, so Otto Lidenbrock, he found a manuscript. So in the manuscript there is a coded language. Even though, okay, Otto Lidenbrock, he knows many languages, it is very difficult for him to explain or to understand for himself. Clear? And then Axel knows these languages, but he doesn't want to say to a professor, because if he reveals that, definitely professor will ask Axel to come for the journey to the center of the earth. So he doesn't want to go with him. Clear? So the professor himself, sir, he takes the microscope and then he looks into those words and then he understands what is there in the manuscript. So what is there in the manuscript, children? Regarding, so 12th century, an alchemist whose name is Arne Saknussemm. Okay, about him we see in the manuscript. That's it, children. This is regarding chapter 2. Now chapter 3.